Welcome to Softly Known. Tonight we explore a quiet and powerful question. What happens to your brain when you close your eyes? There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to understand immediately. Just let these words flow slowly. Let your mind follow them like a calm river. Closing your eyes seems simple. It takes no effort. It lasts only a moment. Yet inside your brain, something remarkable begins. The world does not disappear when you close your eyes. It changes. The brain shifts from looking outward to listening inward. For most of human history, closing the eyes meant safety. It meant the end of movement, the end of hunting, the end of danger for the night. Darkness and closed eyes became symbols of rest, and the brain learned this lesson deeply. When light stops entering the eyes, special cells in the retina send a message to the brain. This message does not describe shapes or colors. It only says one thing: the world is quiet now. This signal travels to a small region in the brain called the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus controls balance, sleep, temperature, emotions. As this signal arrives, the brain begins to lower its guard. Your muscles soften, your breathing slows. Your heart finds a steady rhythm. The brain is no longer preparing for action. It is preparing for stillness. Inside your head, billions of neurons change the way they talk to each other. Fast signals become slower. Sharp thoughts become soft. This is the beginning of inner awareness. When your eyes are open, the brain is busy building the world. Colors, movement, faces, distance, danger. But when the eyes close, the brain turns away from vision and toward memory. Thoughts begin to drift. Images appear without effort. Dreams prepare their stage. The brain is no longer reacting. It is creating. There is a reason why many people feel calm the moment they close their eyes. The brain receives less information, and less information means less work. Imagine a room with many open windows. Noise enters from every direction. Wind, voices, light. Closing your eyes is like closing most of those windows. The room becomes quiet. The mind becomes wide. Brain waves begin to change. At first, fast waves slow down. These are the waves of attention and problem solving. Then softer waves appear. These belong to relaxation and imagination. This shift is gentle, almost invisible, yet powerful. With closed eyes, the brain enters a border between waking and dreaming. This border is where creativity lives. It is where memories connect. It is where the body begins to heal. The hormone melatonin slowly rises. Melatonin is the messenger of night. It tells every cell it is time to rest. The immune system becomes active. The muscles release tension. The nervous system chooses peace over speed. Closing your eyes is not sleep yet. It is the doorway to sleep. And this doorway is ancient. Long before language, long before cities, humans closed their eyes to survive the night. The brain remembers this habit. It carries it like a quiet echo from the past. That is why closing your eyes can feel like returning home. Even now, in modern rooms with artificial light and glowing screens, your brain still knows the old rhythm. Light means movement. Darkness means rest. When your eyes close, the mind is no longer pulled outward. It floats inward. Thoughts become softer. Time becomes slower. Breath becomes deeper. The brain is learning again how to let go. As the brain settles into quiet, another transformation begins. With closed eyes, the sense of time slowly dissolves. Seconds stretch. Moments drift. There is no longer a clock in the mind, only rhythm. The brain no longer measures the world by sight. It begins to measure it by feeling. This is why people often lose track of time when their eyes are closed. The mind is no longer watching movement. It is listening to the body. Breath becomes the center of attention. The rise of the chest, the fall of the chest. Each breath becomes a signal of safety. Inside the brain, the thalamus changes its role. The thalamus is the gatekeeper of information. It decides what enters awareness and what remains outside. When the eyes close, the thalamus begins to close its gates. Sounds become distant. Sensations become softer. The outside world fades. The brain is protecting itself from overload. This state allows memory to awaken. Old images appear. Fragments of conversations, places from long ago, faces from the past. These memories do not arrive with effort. They float up like bubbles in water. The brain uses this quiet time to organize what was learned during the day. Experiences are sorted. Emotions are softened. Meaning is created. Closing the eyes is not escaping reality. It is preparing the mind to understand it. In this gentle darkness, the emotional centers of the brain relax. The amygdala, which watches for danger, begins to slow its activity. Fear becomes distant. Urgency dissolves. This is why anxiety often decreases when the eyes close. The brain is no longer searching for threats. It is searching for rest. The mind becomes a wide ocean instead of a narrow path. Without visual input, the imagination grows stronger. Colors appear behind closed eyelids. Patterns form. Soft lights move in the darkness. These are not hallucinations. They are the brain talking to itself. Neurons fire in gentle waves. They paint pictures without paint. They build stories without words. This inner vision is the beginning of dreaming. Even before sleep arrives, the brain rehearses its dreams. It creates scenes. It tests emotions. It explores possibilities. This is why closing the eyes can feel creative. Ideas appear. Solutions arrive quietly. Understanding grows without force. Many artists and thinkers discovered their best ideas with eyes closed. Because when vision stops, imagination begins. The body follows the brain into stillness. Blood pressure lowers. Muscles release hidden tension. The jaw becomes loose. The shoulders fall. Each part of the body receives permission to stop holding the day. The nervous system shifts from survival mode to restoration mode. This is the language of safety. With closed eyes, the brain listens to internal signals. The heartbeat, the stomach, the breath, the quiet pulse of life. This awareness brings calm, not because nothing exists, but because everything slows. There is a deep intelligence inside this slowing. Cells repair themselves. Energy is saved. The mind prepares for sleep. The brain does not rush into rest. It enters it gradually, like walking into a warm lake, one step at a time. This slow transition protects the system. It allows balance to return. And while this happens, a strange thing occurs. The boundary between thought and dream becomes thin. Logic becomes soft. Memory becomes fluid. Reality blends with imagination. This is the borderland of consciousness, a place where the brain is awake but not alert, present but not focused, alive but not tense. It is a natural trance. In this state, many people feel weightless. The body feels distant. The mind feels wide. Closing the eyes is not losing awareness. It is changing its direction from outside to inside, from noise to silence, from effort to flow. And the brain continues its quiet work, preparing the path for sleep, preparing the theatre of dreams, preparing the deep rest that heals the nervous system. Nothing is forced. Nothing is rushed. Only a gentle descent into stillness. And as this descent continues, the brain moves closer to its oldest rhythm, the rhythm of night, the rhythm of rest, the rhythm of the closed eye. As the mind drifts deeper, the border between waking and dreaming becomes almost invisible. With closed eyes, the brain no longer needs to describe the world. It begins to create one. Images grow clearer. Scenes appear without effort. Faces and places blend together. This is the doorway to dreams. The brain enters a new rhythm. Theta waves become stronger. These waves belong to memory and imagination. They allow the mind to wander freely. In this state, the sense of self becomes softer. The body feels distant. The mind feels light. You are not fully asleep. You are not fully awake. You are floating between both. The brain uses this moment to connect emotions with images. Fear becomes a story. Joy becomes a picture. Thought becomes movement. Dreams are not random. They are messages written in symbols. With closed eyes, the visual cortex remains active. It no longer receives light, but it still paints scenes from memory. The brain does not shut down vision. It transforms it. This is why dreams feel real. The same parts of the brain that see the world when awake create the world when asleep. The difference is control. In dreams, the mind releases rules. Time bends, space changes, logic becomes fluid. Closing the eyes opens the inner cinema, and as sleep approaches, the body follows the brain into stillness. Muscles stop resisting gravity. Breath becomes slow and deep. The heartbeat finds a gentle rhythm. The spinal cord relaxes. The limbs feel heavy. Warmth spreads through the body. This is the signal of surrender. The brain now enters deeper stages of rest. Slow waves rise. These waves belong to healing. They allow cells to repair. They allow energy to return. During this time, the brain cleans itself. Waste products are removed. Neurons refresh their connections. This is why sleep feels like renewal. Closing the eyes begins this process. Sleep completes it. But even before full sleep arrives, the mind experiences a quiet transformation. Thoughts lose their edges. Worries become distant. The future disappears. The past dissolves. Only the present remains. This is a rare state of peace. The brain no longer plans. It no longer fears. It simply exists. This state is ancient, older than language, older than memory. It is the natural condition of a resting nervous system. In darkness, with closed eyes, the brain feels protected. No shapes to analyze, no faces to judge, no danger to measure. Only breath, only stillness, only being. This is why many people feel safe when they close their eyes. The brain recognizes the pattern. Night has come. Activity has ended. Rest has begun. And inside this rest, the mind becomes gentle. Creativity flows without pressure. Emotions soften without struggle. Understanding appears without effort. This is not weakness. this is intelligence. The brain knows that silence is as important as sound, that darkness is as important as light, that rest is as important as action. Closing the eyes is not shutting down life, it is renewing it. And as the mind travels deeper into this quiet state, the world fades away. Not because it is gone, but because the brain has chosen another world, an inner world, a dream world, a healing world, where the rules are soft, where time is slow, where nothing must be done, only experienced. And in this gentle darkness, the brain prepares for the deepest rest of all, the rest of sleep, the rest of dreams, the rest of silence. Quiet harmony spreads through the body. Nothing is demanded, nothing is expected. There is only the slow rhythm of breath and the gentle pulse of awareness. With closed eyes, the brain releases its grip on the outside world. It no longer tries to control what happens. It allows what is. This is where true rest begins. Inside the nervous system, a balance is restored. Signals of stress grow weaker. Signals of calm grow stronger. The mind learns again how to be simple. No tasks, no decisions, no urgency, just presence. In this state, the brain becomes a quiet observer. Thoughts still appear, but they move slowly, like clouds across a wide sky. They no longer push, they no longer pull, they simply pass. This is why closing the eyes often feels like relief. The world stops asking questions. The mind stops answering them. And in this silence, a deeper intelligence awakens. The brain begins to listen to the language of the body. The small signals that are ignored during the day become clear at night. A tired muscle speaks. A slow heartbeat whispers. A quiet breath sings. The brain understands this language. It responds with rest. Hormones of healing flow gently. Cells rebuild their strength. Energy returns without effort. This is not sleep yet. It is the preparation for sleep, a soft bridge between day and night. In this bridge, the mind feels safe to wander. Memories appear without tension. Images rise without meaning. Emotions drift without story. The brain is sorting experience without judgment. This is how balance is restored. Closing the eyes allows the mind to release control. And in releasing control, peace appears. The need to understand fades. The need to act dissolves. Only being remains. And this being is enough. This is why many spiritual traditions begin with closing the eyes, not to escape the world, but to see beyond it. When vision disappears, awareness grows wider. You begin to feel the space around your thoughts, the silence between your breaths, the stillness beneath your emotions. This is the deep layer of the mind. It is always there, but only visible in darkness. With closed eyes, the brain enters a state of trust. Trust in the body, trust in the night, trust in the rhythm of rest. Fear loses its power because there is nothing to see, no danger to measure, no future to predict. Only now. This is the gift of closed eyes. They return the mind to the present moment. They remove distance. They remove comparison. They remove effort. In this state, even pain becomes softer. Even worry becomes quiet. Even sadness becomes slow. Not because they disappear, but because the brain no longer feeds them with attention. Attention turns inward, and inward is calm. The brain learns again how to slow itself down. It remembers the night sky, the quiet caves, the ancient fires, the long sleep of the past. This memory is written in the nervous system. Every closed eye awakens this memory. Every moment of darkness returns the brain to its natural rhythm. The rhythm of rest, the rhythm of dreams, the rhythm of healing. And as this rhythm grows stronger, the body follows. The muscles loosen, the face softens, the jaw releases, the chest becomes light, the weight of the day slides away. There is no struggle, no resistance, only descent, like sinking into warm water, like floating into quiet space. The mind no longer searches for meaning. It becomes meaning. The brain no longer runs from thought to thought. It stays with the breath, with the silence, with the dark. This darkness is not empty. It is full of life, full of repair, full of imagination, full of peace. In this place, the mind does not need words. It does not need answers. It does not need plans. It only needs rest. And this rest is powerful. It reshapes the brain. It renews the nervous system. It restores emotional balance. Closing the eyes is not an ending. It is a beginning of dreams, a beginning of silence, a beginning of healing. And as this quiet journey continues, the brain prepares for its deepest work, the work of sleep, the work of renewal, the work of letting go. Slowly, naturally, without effort. And now the journey reaches its quiet center. The brain has traveled far, from light to darkness, from movement to stillness, from thought to silence. With closed eyes, the mind no longer needs to search. It no longer needs to explain. It no longer needs to decide. Everything has slowed. Breath flows like a calm tide, in and out, in and out. The body feels supported by the night. The mind feels held by silence. Nothing is missing. Nothing is required. This is the natural state of a resting brain. The brain does not fight sleep. It welcomes it. It releases the day gently, moment by moment, memory by memory. Images fade, thoughts dissolve. Awareness becomes soft and wide. The inner world grows quiet. This quiet is not emptiness. It is fullness without noise. A place where the mind can finally rest from itself. In this space, there is no past. There is no future. Only the present breath. Only the slow rhythm of being alive. The brain has completed its transition from alertness to peace, from effort to ease. And in this peace, something beautiful happens. The nervous system learns that it is safe to stop, safe to release control, safe to trust the night, safe to drift. The mind no longer needs to hold the world. The world can wait. Every closed eye is an act of trust. Trust in the body. Trust in rest. Trust in the quiet intelligence of sleep. And sleep does not arrive suddenly. It arrives like fog, slowly, silently, covering everything with softness. Thoughts become distant. Sounds become far away. The sense of self becomes light. You are no longer doing. You are being. The brain enters its oldest memory, the memory of darkness, the memory of rest, the memory of dreams. This is where healing happens, without effort, without command, without struggle. Cells renew themselves, emotions settle, energy returns. The mind floats in a sea of quiet awareness. Nothing needs to be solved. Nothing needs to be known. Only the gentle presence of breath and silence remains. And as this silence deepens, the brain lets go of the final traces of the day. Worries dissolve. Plans fade. Names disappear. Only sensation remains. Warmth, breath, darkness. The closed eyes become a doorway into dreams, a doorway into rest, a doorway into renewal. There is no destination, only drifting, no effort, only softness. The brain has found its natural rhythm again, the rhythm of night, the rhythm of calm, the rhythm of sleep. And in this rhythm, everything becomes simple. Nothing is rushed, nothing is forced, nothing is needed. Only this moment, only this breath, only this quiet mind. And as the world outside fades, the inner world becomes still, a stillness that carries you gently into sleep. And now, as your eyes remain gently closed and your breath becomes slower, remember this simple truth. Your brain is not shutting down. It is healing. It is organizing your thoughts. It is preparing you for tomorrow. In this quiet darkness, your mind finds light. In this stillness, your body finds peace. If this moment brought you calm, take it with you into your sleep and into your next day. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for allowing your mind to rest. You don't need to think anymore. You don't need to rush. Just breathe and let go. Good night. Sleep well, and I'll see you in the next journey of the mind.